Maybe it was only $20. Does he have enough money to do this? You do it all the time. Okay, so Terry buys 4 sodas and 3 slices of pizza, and it costs him $10. Oh, I got those. See if I had any sharpened. It doesn't look like it. Gotta make these last. So you gotta turn the page. Everybody should be right. It's got the reindeer on one side. And the numbers go in order. Okay, this packet is set up, guys. It's already, things are set up for us. So it's a little easier than tomorrow when I'm going to give you problems that aren't set up. Because we didn't use matrices. We'll just solve a system of equations. Okay, Ted? What's wrong? Okay, you should all be to the next page. Turn the pizza page. You should pizza up. Pizza page. Okay, so the problem with the word problems, you have to read them. Okay? Memories. It says Terry buys 4 sodas and 3 slices of pizza, and it costs him $10. Harold bought 5 sodas and 2 slices of pizza. It cost him $9. How much does each one cost? Okay, Jake? What are the 2 items we're buying here?
Sodas and pizza.
Okay.
5 sodas for one guy.
And well, if they're diet, no. Okay. There are some people who drink that much, yeah? Okay, shh. No, these are all going to be goofy questions. But if you get to the real life world, then you got to deal with decimals and fractions. And this is just to get the idea of how to write a system equations together. So you have to write them. Everything you've been doing is solving systems of equations. We have graphing, we have elimination, and last we did was substitution. It doesn't matter, does it? Okay. Ted, I'm not going to wait for you because you're wasting time. Oh, they said X is the cost. Okay, guys, shh. Do you want to use X or do you want to use S? Okay. I would have used S and P because then I remember what it is.
Well, why'd you write there? Soda?
Yes, soda. I don't know why I want to do that, but I do. Soda and pizza. Now, does it matter? Ted, does it matter? No. Okay, so I have to figure out how much it costs. I don't know if you know what to do with these. So if I have the soda here, and 1 costs X, what do 2 cost? No. 1 is 1X. How many for 2? This is not right here. Well, 2X. Right? We don't know what X is, but that would be 2X. And if you buy 3, that would be what? 3X. Okay, well, we buy 4, so that's 4X. So notice how I'm using patterns to try to help you see what to do. Okay, Michael, you need to write these things down. So this is your cost. This is what we're talking about for cost. Okay, Ted? Question? So what's the cost for the 4 sodas? It's 4x. How about the pizza? We bought 3 slices of pizza. The cost for the pizza's y for 1. So does everybody see that that's 3y? And that cost is how much?
Wait. Are we doing Terry?
We're doing both.
Very with the very.
This is Terry, and then we'll do Harold. Okay, Gabe, put your phone away. How much money did Terry spend?
There's a lot.
Yeah, how much is it?
$9.
No. Terry bought 10. It says it cost Terry $10 right there.
Yeah.
Okay, Jake, Marie. Yes. That's okay. Now, what did Harold buy? He bought 5 sodas. How much did he spend in sodas then? 5 times the cost of 1 soda. That's right. Plus, and he bought 2 slices of pizza. 2. No, not X. Y. And he spent only $9. And there you go. We have to solve that system. How much did the pizza cost? How much does soda cost, Merdice?
5 times.
Okay. What do you want to do? Do you want to graph? You have to solve for y. Okay, so I don't want to graph either. Do you want to use elimination? That's elimination, adding. Do you want to do substitution? No, because I have to divide. To solve for y, I'm going to have to divide by 2 or 3. Solve for anything, I got to divide by something. So let's use the elimination, which is good review. So we have 4x plus 3y equals 10. And then 5x, because we haven't done this now for at least probably a week, I want to eliminate either the x's or the y's. And I don't care which one. George, you should be writing this down. Bernice, next time you want to say something, you're gone. Okay, Marie? I can't. You're not going to add to 0 even if one's negative. I've got to get one of those letters to go away. Gabe, which one do you want to go away?
Get the Y away.
Want to get the y's? Now, what did 3 and 2 go into? 6. That's what it's going to be. What do you want to multiply the first equation by? 2.
The other one is multiplication.
What's the other one going to be? Not positive 3, negative 3. One has to be positive and one has to be negative. This is review, but you might have forgotten. I rewrite them both. What? Okay, Ted, do you have that written down? No. And so we're going to multiply that out. What happens in the top row? 8x.
Plus 6Y.
That's right, Paris. You multiply it out plus 6y equals 2 times 10 is 20. We could have divided and then worked with fractions, but I know how much you guys love fractions. I wouldn't want you to have to do that. What's this going to give me, Merdice? Never get a 15 what? X. Minus 6y. Oh, now it's not so bad. Minus 27. So the only thing that's new today is writing the equations. Okay, Nick, do you have this written down? No. There's the first equation, there's the second equation. Now, we're going to add these. What'd you say? I can get rid of the y's, that's right. Always check. And Gabe, what's this going to give me? 8 minus 15. Do you know? Negative 7. X equals, what's that going to give me? Josh, you know? 20, take away 27 is negative 7. What if I got a negative number for an answer? Would that make sense? No. So we'll divide by negative 7. Michael, you writing this down? So x equals, guess what? I've totally forgotten what x represents. George, leave the stapler alone, please. George has it.
I actually didn't have it. You guys didn't.
Ted. Shh.
I'm helping people out, Misty.
What is X, Ted? What does X stand for? Do you remember? Yes, we have it right up here.
Oh, X stands for
The cost of a soda. A soda for $1. Is that a good price today?
yeah.
It's a pretty good price. How about a slice of pizza? What does that cost today? $6 for one slice?
Cost $5.
What?
What do you eat?
Yeah, what is
Okay, how do we find?
$6? Why?
I don't know. How do we find what Y is?
They're the same both Y.
We're going to put it, the X in right here. We're going to put X equal to 1 right there. Or the other equation. It doesn't matter. Jake, put your feet down, please. So it's 4 times 1 plus 3 times Y equals 10. Don't do the multiplied out one because that's too big. So Jake, what did you get when you solved that?
Wait,
It's many steps. You have to write. You have to figure out what your variables are. Ted, you have to write out what your variables are. You have to write the two equations. Then you have to solve, and you have to find both variables. I don't know. It's 4. Yep. Subtract 4. So I get 3Y equals 6. This is a good price. Y is 2. So it's $2 for the pizza.
Whoa.
Too cheap.
You can't buy a pop for $1 anymore anyway.
You go to Rainbow, you can buy like one of them 8 cans for 25 cents.
You can get.
This is like in a restaurant. Okay, do you guys have that all done? Jake, do you have that all done?
Yes.
And guess what? We're going to turn the page. We have 6 problems.
Oh my gosh. I can't have pictures.
They give us a system of equations here. Let's check it out. Did they do it right? I assume they did, but never assume. You never know, really. Uncle Bill wants to choose what construction company he wants to build his new swimming pool. Now, he's got this is a real life problem. He's got 2 construction companies. This one's $1,000, but he's going to charge $75 a day. This one's going to come up with $1,500, but charge only $50 a day. Well, it all depends on how many days it takes. When I had my garage put in, they said it'd be 30 days. It's still not done, and they started in December. It is that.
Liars.
So what's your cost?
You gotta have patience.
Okay, guys? Shh. Ted,
What?
how much are you going to spend here? $1,000. And what if it takes them 1 day?
1 day.
So it'd be 75 times 1. What if it was 2 days? 75 times 2. How about, would you like X to equal the number of days like they said? Then it's plus 75X. Does that make sense to you? Okay, this guy is $1,500, and he's only going to charge $50 a day. So it's what, Jake? Do you know? What will it cost for 1 day? $50. What if it's 2 days? 50 times 2. 3 days. 50 times 3. X number of days, it's 50 times X. It would be 4 if it was 4 days. Could you guess and check? Maybe. Maybe it might be 2.5 days. You know the answer. So guess what? This is the system we have to solve. Do you want to do elimination or do you want to use substitution?
Substitution.
What do you think, Jake? Why? Because Murdy said so?
Good answer.
You know why? Because these both have y equal to. So if the y is equal to this and y is equal to the other one, then the right sides have to be equal. So let's solve that. 1,000 plus 75x has to equal 1,500 plus 50x. We learned how to solve solve equations a long time ago. This is just an example of one. So you need to write that down, and then you need to solve it. What do you have to do to solve that? Do you guys remember? I only have x's in there now. What could I do to both sides? You want to get the x's together.
So do you add them?
No, because they won't go away.
You erase them with your eraser.
That's right, you could do that. I want x's all together on the same side.
So
Here's an x, and here's an x.
15,000.
So what do you want to do with the x's? I always move the variables first. Add what? I can't add them, they're on the same side.
subtract it.
You see? Minus the 50, she says, minus 50x from this one, and you have to be fair, so you better do minus 50x here. Ted, what do I get? So you should be a little bit ahead of me. So you should write that down. You should write this down that they're equal. Put your phone away.
25x.
What's 25x?
1,000 times 25x equals 1.
Yeah.
1,500 plus 0.
Still echoing. Okay, so we get 1,000, and I don't care if you use a calculator. Could you have graphed this, by the way? Yes, but the problem is the numbers are very big. So then you have to scale things properly. You either have to have a graphing calculator or extremely good graph paper, which I don't have. So I would rather do it algebraically, because then I will get an exact answer. This is plus 25x according to Ted. Do you guys agree? Equals 1,500. Now what do? I want the x's all by themselves. I want these guys alone. Well, somebody's tagging along with x.
Take away.
Minus 1,000. Good, Alex. Oops. Minus 1,000. And what am I going to get? I'm going to get 500 on this side. And what about the other side? 25. Now, I suppose you guys are going to get your calculators out, aren't you?
No. I don't have a calculator.
You don't own a calculator?
No,
There-
my sister just come.
There's a couple ways. It's not 25. We're going to divide by 25.
It's 20.
How many times does 25 go into 50? 2.
20.
20. What does 20 represent, Ted? It's 20 days. After 20 days, this guy who charges less is actually going to be the better deal. Maybe not be a better contractor, so you got to be careful. It's not just about the money. Okay, so that's what that is. It's 20 days. And so which answer is it up here in my answer choices? B. There was another way to do it. You know, how many quarters are there in a dollar? 4. 4 times 25 is, I mean, sorry, 4 times $5 is 20. Uh-oh. There you go. This one's for Ted. It's books and calculators.
Wait, this is for me?
Well, you said your sister has your calculator.
Yeah, but
That's right. It's too bad. Okay. Jake, you have that other one down? Because I'll be collecting this. Okay. Germaine. And by the way, if you go to college, the books are extremely expensive. A math book is about 200 bucks. Yeah, I have all that. You have to work on this too, so we'll work on this right now. Otherwise, then you're missing this. Okay, 10. Now, Germaine lost 2 textbooks and a calculator. It cost him $200 to replace what he lost. This would be cheap. You really want to go buy used books if you can. Jake, sit down. Put your feet on the floor, please. Larry lost 3 textbooks and 2 calculators. It cost him $340 to replace what he lost. I want the cost of the textbooks. Forget the matrix. Yes. They need to calm down. Be hard. But Jake and... Yes, it is. Not right now. You can wait. Verdice. Verdice? Very tired of it. So Maurice wants to continue. He can go to the SPR room. Okay, let's read this again. Jermaine lost 2 textbooks and a calculator. So I'm going to write that down. When I do word problems, I like to separate out the numbers. So it's 2 books plus 1 calculator. And calculators are not cheap. So you don't want to lose your calculator. Jake, what's the problem? Write this down. And his cost is $200. And then, who else we have? Larry lost 3 books plus 2 calculators, cost him $340. Well, he lost more stuff. I'd like to say the calculator costs more, but I don't really know. Thought I'd know. Michael, do you have it written down? Now, do you want to use X and Y, or do you want to use books and C for B and C for books and calculators? I like B and C because then I remember what it represents. Well, if you want to use X and Y, we can. I don't care. What are we doing? Okay. So X equals the number of what? Books. That works for me. And then what does Y equal? The number of calculators. Can you abbreviate it B and C over here? Sure, why not? It's whatever works for you. Jake, focus here. I know. Okay. Now, do you know what to write? How much did it cost you if you have so actually it's not right. It's not the number of books, but it's the book's cost. Yeah, it's the cost of a book. It's the calculator's cost. That's what I was doing. Okay. Do you see why it's 2 times X? That's the cost for your books. Does that make sense? And then you lost 1 calculator, so it's 1 Y. And that cost is how much? Jake, how much did that loot cost you? It's a lot of money. You lost 2 books, 1 calculator. It cost you $200. No, it's probably not realistic. It's probably, the numbers are going to be bigger. Yeah. But it's practice for doing this. Okay, Gabe, what's the next equation look like? No, put your iPad away. How many books are you going to, did Larry lose? So that's 3 what? X. That's the cost for the books. If we got that, we're doing really well. Jake, do you get that? If 1 costs X, then 2 costs 2X, and 3 costs 3X. Come on, Gabe. Plus, how many calculators, Gabe? Yes, you. It's part of the unit. And it's plus what? 2Y. And that equals what? 340. We could graph. We could use elimination, or we could use substitution. If you do substitution or graphing, you must solve for Y, Jake. Up here. You must solve for Y. This one's not hard. Or do you want to do elimination? Right, we can do elimination method. If I do substitution, I have to solve for Y and put it in here. You guys didn't like that last worksheet, did you? No, so that's good. I like this method myself too, especially this is written in standard form. So Marie says, what if we multiply this by -2? Then this is -2, Jake. And then this is multiplied by -2. And then we're going to add them. Well, first we have to multiply them. So let's see what we got here. What if happens if I multiply this out? What am I going to get? Yeah? Minus 2y equals -400. Common mistakes are not multiplying the middle term by anything. Okay, George? Headset should be off. And not multiplying the right-hand side. And then, you guys don't like to rewrite it. I'm going to rewrite it. Oh, this one isn't bad at all. How many x's are left? Negative 4 and a positive 3. Jake, what is that? You have a lot of makeup to do. Negative 1. X. What happened to the y's?
They canceled out.
They canceled out. Gabe, you're not getting anywhere. Equals. This is still required. So what's a negative 400 plus 340? Would you say 10? What kind of 60? And if you forget the negative, your answer is going to be negative, and that doesn't make sense. X stood for the cost of the book. It can't be a negative number. That means they're going to give the book to you and give you money. And then we divide by negative 1. So X equals what? 60. So each book, and you really should answer the question. You really should. I'm not going to be particular about it, but you really should. You're an AP, math, yes, you do have to write it out. And actually, at MHS, that's about right if you lose your book, depending on what kind of book it is. Math books are 75 to 100 if you lose them. So that's not too bad off. Yeah. Yeah, it just depends on what courses you're in. You're lucky you don't have the books. Okay, so Jake, we want to find out what the cost of the calculator was. And I'm going to go back to that very first line that says 2x plus y equals 200. I could use the other one, but this one looks easier. Numbers seem to be smaller. So it's 2 times x. What's x, Gabe? What did you say, 10? 60. Gabe, you need to be focused here. Plus y equals 200. So what's this equal to? 120 plus y equals 200. And you subtract 120 from both sides? How much is the calculator? No, it's 80. No, it asks what the cost of each book was. Yeah, but the cost for one is what the question is, I think. It could have asked what did it cost him for his books. Yeah, so was it Jermaine? He lost 2 books. It was $120 in books. But it just asks what's the cost for one textbook. Guess what? I didn't have to find the amount for the calculator, but I did anyway. Now, if you go to eBay, places like that, you can get those graphing calculators for about 80 bucks or less even. Schoolsavers.com, you can get them. A brand new one is going to be 130. Okay? What they would charge for replacement costs, I don't know. But you have to worry about that if you lose or you break your iPads. And those are about 500. So you don't want to do that.
That's not.
400 to replace now, but they were bought at 500. Okay, ready for the next one? That was number. Do you guys try this one? I don't know what it looks like. Oh, we get to match. Anybody belong to a gym?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which one do you guys belong to? Lifetime and Jam? It's a nice gym. That's a pretty good deal. $12 a membership and $3 a day. Mike's gym charges $5 a membership and $4 per day. That's more my style, so I don't go to the gym, then I don't pay as much.
I go to my house to get
But that's not how the gyms work. They charge you a flat fee. Some charge you by daily amounts? I don't know. Okay. So X is the number of days going to the gym. Y is the total cost of going to the gym. So I'll let you look at those answers. Which one would be Tom and which one would be Mike? A, B, C, D. Which one works for those? Tom charges $12 plus $3 per day. Want to try it? X is the number of days you go to the gym. So for Tom, he's going to pay, Y is the cost of going to the gym. He's going to pay $12 plus $3 per day. What's that going to be? X number of days. What does he pay if he only goes one day? $3. If he goes 2 days, 2 times 3. If he goes 3 days, 3 times 3. Okay, Josh, what if he goes X days? 3X, that's right. If you need to write out that little table like I just did, write it out. How about Mike? He's got a flat charge of $5. And rental cars are a perfect example of this. You could rent a car for $20 a day, and then you pay for the miles. Mostly now it's unlimited miles, but it didn't used to be for the longest time. Plus, and he's $4 per day. What's that going to give you? Yeah, you still have to do that. So it's 4X. Which one matches? A, B, C, or D?
C.
Can't be A. There's nothing added, right?
C.
And B is tempting, but they have the numbers reversed. And it can't be D because nothing's added, so it's C.
Yeah.
You're right, Ted.
C is always correct.
Okay. Okay, here's some CDs. Now, you guys don't buy CDs anymore, do you? Oh, do you? I buy mine all electronically now.
I bought a CD just yesterday.
In my day and age, we had records. Big CDs.
I'm actually wishing that my parents still had the records. If they do, I'm gonna get a record player and I'm gonna be.
They are coming back. The reason is that the vinyl has better sound.
Records are coming back to YouTube.
Mhm.
I've been so excited about that.
Okay. Oh, they just ask you to solve it. I'll give you a chance to solve that. Are you going to do graphing, substitution, or elimination? Elimination. Okay. Jake, which one are you going to eliminate on this one? D. What do you have to multiply the bottom equation by? 2. Because then this will give you what? So I'm going to let you do this. I'm going to pause for a second. And then there's only one after this. Where is this? I get 5C plus 4D. Jake, what do I get on the next line?
So equals 80.
Well, it says 80. I didn't do anything.
5C.
What's 2 times 3? Let's put it back on my desk if you would. Thank you. What's this one going to give us? Chelsea? 6C minus 4D equals 20. So I get 11C equals 100. So you're going to divide by 11. I suppose now I better get my calculator out. Got to find it. Oh, I don't want that calculator to do this one. Oops, come on, slide. Okay, so I'm going to clear that out. It's confusing. It's 100 divided by 11. Well, it doesn't go in evenly. It's $9.09. Nothing ever comes out evenly in the real world, right? So what is that? C? So a CD costs,
9.
well, we can check it and see if it ends up, see if they're rounding. Probably rounding up. Knowing stores, hard to say. Okay, and now I want the DVDs. Do you guys still buy DVDs or you just rent them? 9.09 minus 2D equals 10. You want me to take the top one? It doesn't matter. Numbers were smaller. Okay, so I'm going to, if I want to be exact, no, I'm going to use the 9.09. 9.09 times, what was it? 3. Oh, I could have done that without a calculator. 2727. Minus 2D, whoops, that's a D, equals 10. Now what do you do?
Take away 27.
Yeah, aren't these the kind of numbers you're really going to deal with? And minus 2727. So I'm going to get minus 2d. Now, I don't really know what that is, 10 minus 2727, so I'm going to use my calculator. Nothing wrong with that. Rather see you do that and get it right. 10 take away 27.27. Gabe, you still have the worksheet you're missing. You're still not doing it. It's negative 1727. And now what are we going to do? Jake, what am I going to do next? Divide by negative 2. Okay, so back we go. So it's negative 17.27 divided by negative 2. $8 and what do you think, 63 cents or 64?
64.
Yeah. I like to round up. What happens to all those half pennies? Did you ever see Superman 2? I think it was Superman 2 with Richard Pryor. He kept stealing all the half pennies out of people's paychecks. He got millions of dollars. That would work. So it's $8.64. Should we see if that works? This is for the DVDs. Or do you care? I'm kind of curious. We can just check with the first one. It says, first one, 5 times C plus 4 times D. Okay, so what was C? I forgot what C was after all that. 909, right? Are we going to be off by a penny? What do you think? We could be off by a penny. They should have given us with the pennies in there. But anyway, plus 4 times D, 864. Yep, we should have it done. Is that equal to 80? Oh, are we not done? Okay, I'm going to get my calculator out and check it. 5 times, this only takes 2 seconds, 9.09. I don't know if it works. Plus, I did the problems last year, I don't remember. $80.01. Ah, a little too much. So maybe they did round down, hard to say. But that's what you do. I was just curious to see if it was going to come out the way I want it. Never does. Oh, we can get this done. This is Nextel. Does Nextel even exist anymore as a phone company? They used to have the phones that were also two-way radios. So you can do either one. And I think somebody else is doing it now, but I don't think Nextel is doing it. Okay, all we have to do is match. Nextel has an initial fee of $125. So you have to pay $125. Maybe that's for your phone, and the monthly charge of $50. How much is that going to cost you for 1 month? 1 times 50, right? How about 2 months? 2 times 50. What if you do 12 months? 12 times 50. Well, X is the number of months, so it's going to be 50 times what? X. Because you have to look at this, but then you also have to look at the coverage plans. Now, AT&T has an initial fee of $75 and a month fee of $60. So AT&T, which is what I have, has $75 a month, but charges more per month. So it's what? We're almost done with this. 60 what? Times 1 month is 1. 2 months is times 2. 3 months is times 3. X months, or Y months. Sorry, it's X months is X. So which one? I can cross out this one because there's nothing added. We have to start with 125 and 75. That looks good. 75 plus 60x, 125 plus 50x. Oh, that's it. Always check the other ones. These are not starting in the right place, nor is that. And that's it. So if you put your name on it and you turn it in, that's your ticket out of here. Gabe's going to stay forever.